Welcome back to the channel. William here with East Mesa Urban Homestead. So I want to wish everybody Happy New Year, and I want to give a couple shout outs. I wanted to say thank you to Jeff at Bobblehead Homestead. Appreciate you sending some people my way. I also want to give a shout out to Jake and Becky over at White House on the Hill. Go check them out. They have a really awesome channel going on over there. They have some great videography. Big family, and really have kind of inspired me to keep going with my channel here. So please go check them out. Tell them William from East Mesa Urban Homestead sent you. So today I'm going to be talking about seed to feed. I did these like 3 videos a while back. It was in the summertime. It was still pretty hot out, and basically what I was trying to do was take like oats, whole oats, and ferment them and make some fodder for the chickens. Not a good time to do it, I guess, in the summertime. It didn't turn out very well. Like I said, I had like 3 videos, and you can check those out. I'll link them here at the end. But I did do them here over the last 10 days, and I got some fair results on it. So let's take a look. All right, so first thing you got to do this is you're gonna get some of these 5-gallon buckets. I got this from Tractor Supply. I got one from Home Depot, and what I did was I drilled holes in the bottom. These might be a little bit big, but who knows. They seem to be working fine for what I've already done. But you want to get a couple of these buckets, and I actually have 5 set up with those holes. Then this one right here is what we're going to use to wash and actually start the fermentation process, or the process of getting the oats to sprout. Alright, so what I did was I filled this container up to that black line right there with the oats for the first 2 batches that I made. That was 1 bucket, which gave about an inch and a half on the bottom of the bucket, which in my opinion I think was too much. So basically what I did was I used almost this whole can to fill up 2 buckets. So this time I'm going to reduce that by quite a bit to allow for the bottom of the bucket to get a chance to germinate and to start growing. So I'm going to use this bucket right here, the 5-gallon bucket that has no holes in it. I'm going to use that to rinse and wash the oats, just to make sure that there's nothing, foreign material in there, and get all the dust out and all that kind of stuff. So I'll use that to do that, and then what I do is I fill this up with water to cover up those oats. So I'm going to let these oats probably set in here for about 24 hours, maybe a little bit more, to get them to start to germinate. And all these little floaters in here, these are the ones that are probably no good. So I'm going to leave those in there. Let's see if they sink to the bottom. Whatever starts to float in there, you're going to just pick it out and get rid of it. I'm just going to feed it to the chickens. So basically, you let it set in there and they start to germinate. And I actually, the first 2 batches that I made, I germinated out here on the patio. But we have had some really cold nights here. We've been down in like the 30s, this whole week. So what I think I'm going to do this time is I'm going to take the bucket and I'm going to put it in the garage where it's going to be a lot warmer, and see if that helps out any. So I'll probably leave it in there until tomorrow afternoon, see how they do, and if they're starting to germinate, then I'll pull them out and I'll put them in a bucket. And what I did was I started 2 batches just to see how they would grow, and they did pretty good. This is the first day, or the first batch that I did, and you can see that it's got quite a bit in there. And then this one was 2 days later, so this one's got a couple more days. For everything that I've looked at on the internet, they say 8 to 10 days, but I think just with our circumstances here, it's been about 12 days for this batch right here, and about 13-14 days on this one, which I'm pretty happy with. So I think that the chickens are going to like this. So let's see if they come over here and eat some of this. All right, so here's what it looks like when I pulled it out. What I've seen on the internet is it gets really thick, and it gets really intertwined, and I think it did pretty good. not as good as I thought it would do, but I think that they might enjoy it. So let's see. Chick chick, chick chick. Let's see if they like that stuff. Yep, there they go. Starting to dig into it. So basically, you know, that bag over there is a 50-pound bag of oats. I could probably turn that into probably about 150 pounds of food by making this fodder for them. And it's really good for in the wintertime, since as you can see my grass, I didn't do winter grass this year. So, you know, they really don't have anything to eat that's green other than the plants that are in the yard. But the only reason why they're still here is because they don't eat them. These are the plants that they don't like to eat, so otherwise they probably would have eaten everything in the yard. But looks like they're going to town on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this out a little bit at a time. I'm going to keep growing this, and I'll keep you updated. All right, so that's pretty much how you do it. The one thing that I did forget to mention is once you put it in the bucket that has the holes in it, you probably want to rinse it out twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, because you don't want it to start fermenting. You know, it will grow some mold in there at the bottom if you don't keep it rinsed. So I just come out in the morning when I get up and let the chickens out, get the hose and spray it down. You don't want to spray it with a heavy spray. You just want to get it soaked to make sure that it's rinsing through those holes and making sure that, you know, you're not disturbing the root bed once it starts to grow. So it's pretty easy. I'm going to keep you updated on this next batch and see how it grows. Till next time, I'm out here.